So I'm going to show you how to sign out the Odd Booth, to use the Odd Booth for like a screening, or if you're Dr. Miller's GA, how to sign it out for Dr. Miller for her evaluations. So you just open a new tab, go to your Google Calendar, and mine looks like this. It might look a little different depending on how you have it set up. You can see all of the calendars that you have are on your left. So like, let's say I wanted to schedule the booth for 6 o'clock tonight. So I would just double click to make a calendar. It opens this. I'm gonna type, let's pretend I have a client whose initials are BB. So I'm gonna type BB / and my initials EC, and that's it. I'm gonna say I need the booth from 6 to 7 tonight to screen my client. I'm gonna change the calendar. This is probably the most important part that people mess up, because if you don't change it and it's under like your personal calendar, then no one else sees it. And then technically you haven't reserved the booth, and if someone else gets to it before you, that's too bad because it's theirs. So make sure you're scheduling it correctly. You're gonna schedule under Odd Booth, schedule. Dr. Miller's GA will have certain colors assigned to each calendar, so don't change the color because otherwise that gets confusing. And then that's it. You just click save, and now I've reserved the Odd Booth from 6 to 7, and only I'm allowed in here. No one's supposed to take anything out of here, like the OAE or the otoscope. If you have a client that you think will not be able to use the Odd Booth, and you know you're gonna need the OAE, you can look at the calendar ahead of time and ask whoever has it signed out if they need the OAE. If they have an adult and they don't need the OAE, then take the OAE out before their client is scheduled, because you can't come in during like while someone else's client is in here, because that'd be like a HIPAA violation. Okay, so let's say that I also was going to do like an APD evaluation on them, or not an evaluation, but a screening. So then what I usually do is I just duplicate this. So if you open it up, you can hit the 3 dots, hit duplicate. I'm just gonna change this so it's gonna be from the same time frame. So this is if you need to do an APD screening, you have to sign out the materials because someone else might have the materials signed out like in a different room. So what you're gonna do is this, materials for APD screening sign out. See the color changed because I have, personally I have the Odd Booth schedule for our cohort as light purple, and then the materials for APD screening as dark purple. And you have all the information correct because you already did it once. Save that, and you'll see it's multiple. And then lastly, Dr. Miller's GA will use the screenings calendar to schedule all of the preschool screenings or outside screenings at like elementary schools. So you won't ever have to worry about scheduling anything under this screenings, but you can look at that calendar to find out information about what screenings are happening. And then I sometimes found it helpful to put in the details, so like the time that people had to arrive to the screening and also the address. I found that was helpful so I wasn't getting phone calls or emails the morning of. So now let's say you're Dr. Miller's GA. What you're gonna do is, let's say Dr. Miller has an evaluation at 2 p.m., let's just say. So you need to schedule something for Dr. Miller. So you're gonna put Dr. Miller eval. Okay. You don't need to put the client's initials or anything in here because it's really Dr. Miller's business. So change this, Odd Booth schedule. See here, 2 to 3, perfect. I'm gonna do that, save, and then you'll also need to schedule for her. So usually what I do with this, you're gonna do the duplicate just like how you did. Then you're gonna put this under Dr. Miller's evaluations, okay? And now for her, since this evaluations calendar is just for her eyes only, what you can do is put the client's initials. So let's say her initial her client's initials are AA. And then I usually put if it's a hearing evaluation, or if it's not a hearing evaluation, it's an APD, then I write that. And then I would even type like a little bit about what it's about, why they're coming in. If Dr. Miller has any undergraduate observers coming in, I would put that there so that Dr. Miller has all the information she needs on the day of the event without having to go into the Dropbox, into your scheduling, screenings, and evaluations chart.